I'm very pleased with what we have accomplished over the past 2 years. The Acura brand was established in America nearly 30 years ago, and those deep American roots support every aspect of our brand. Sales began here. Key products like the MDX and TLX are designed and developed here, and more than 95% of the products we sell are made in America. Now, our US R&D team is leading a global group in developing the NSX, which will be produced at our new Performance Manufacturing Center in Ohio. The original Acura NSX debuted in America 25 years ago next month. NSX stood for New Sports Experimental. But when it proved to be no experiment, the name stuck. And NSX redefined what it meant to be a supercar. Many things have changed in our industry and in the marketplace since 1989. Maybe more than just my hairstyle. There's a new generation of customers, technological advancements, new manufacturing techniques, but one thing that hasn't changed is the values that created the NSX. Supercar performance delivered in a unique and challenging way, powered by new technologies and using new materials. That is the heritage of NSX. Our commitment was to create an all-new NSX that is true to that heritage. A supercar that delivers a new driving experience where every part of the vehicle is respectful of the smartest part of the car, the driver. You know, as kids, we grow up dreaming of cars that are limited only by our imaginations. That's why many of us are here today as adults, but yet kids at heart, at one of the great global auto shows. The NSX is that kind of car. It not only lives up to the legacy of its predecessor, it's the stuff our dreams are made of. Ladies and gentlemen, the soul of a car is the emotional connection that it makes with the driver. And with the NSX, that connection will be intense, immediate, and very personal. It's here, the all-new Acura NSX.
Ladies and gentlemen, NSX Global Development Leader, Ted Klaus.
Good morning, everyone. It's been my honor to lead development for this new Acura supercar, the next generation NSX. Now, I'm incredibly proud to represent a global team of passionate designers and engineers who have come together to create this new NSX. Our goal was to create a human-centered supercar that delivers a new sports experience. And while that begins with what you see right here, ultimately, it's delivered by what you will experience when you get behind the wheel. Fulfilling the NSX legacy Mike talked about means that we provide performance based on the concept of human fit. That means driver-centric performance. This performance will not only thrill sports car purists out on the track, but most importantly, reward drivers of all skill levels in the real world. Now, our starting point was we needed to sit down with the leaders of the first generation NSX. We needed to deeply appreciate NSX heritage, but we also embedded several of those original leaders in the development of this new model, including those who worked directly with the legendary Ayrton Senna. As a result, both vehicles share a common lineage, a fundamental respect for timeless sports car values, best achieved by a rigid and light chassis with the mass placed low and very close to the driver. But at the same time, creating an NSX demands an openness to advanced technologies, but only those technologies that enable the vehicle to directly respond to the driver's inputs. And so what we've done is we've combined excellent fundamentals with advanced super handling technologies, all focused on creating, again, a sports car that will respond to the will of the driver. Now, 3 years ago, we announced that the NSX would have a unique power unit. We would incorporate a 3-motor sport hybrid system, and we've done that. But that was not the limit of our thinking regarding the power unit. Some of you may recall the blue NSX that lapped Mid-Ohio before the start of the IndyCar race in August of 2013. Now, this early prototype was powered by a transverse-mounted, normally aspirated V6, and it was a good powertrain. But for NSX, good is not good enough. And we recognized the need and the responsibility to do more to fulfill our goal of creating a truly iconic supercar. So right in the middle of development, we made a bold decision to create an all-new, longitudinally mounted twin turbocharged V6. Changing the powertrain design and layout was not an easy task. Frankly, it was like undergoing a heart transplant while running a marathon. But 10 seconds behind the wheel, and you'll understand how this new power unit is one of the keys to deliver the new sports experience. It's nestled down low in the chassis, and our power unit will respond to all drivers' demands: acceleration, braking, as well as cornering. Now, our engine is mated with an all-new 9-speed dual-clutch transmission of our own design, which houses an electric motor at the rear, directly driving the rear wheels. Twin electric motors in the front provide instant torque, but also dynamic torque vectoring. And these 3 motors, 1 aft and 2 up front, together they comprise the sport hybrid system. The combination of a twin turbocharged engine
together with our electric motors, delivers instantaneous and yet broad torque. And now with a total system horsepower north of 550, our unique combination of internal combustion engine and electric motor enables the NSX to launch with zero delay acceleration, a G feeling unlike anything you've ever experienced, unless you spent some time in an F1 car. An evolution of Acura's integrated dynamic system supports performance at the will of the driver in every driving situation. There are 4 modes: Quiet, Sport, Sport Plus, and Track. And these modes progressively reveal the full range of the dynamic capabilities of the NSX. From its near silent quiet mode, when using only electric power, to the full at-the-limit dynamic capabilities of track mode, the NSX responds to your need and desire for a truly unique and thrilling sports car experience. One that's enjoyable for everyday driving and completely exhilarating on the track. Now, when we began development, the notion of a hybrid supercar was still a very new idea. So let me explain a bit more holistically what our sport hybrid technology helps us accomplish. The layout actually lowers down the center of gravity, and thus it improves the fundamental vehicle dynamics. We utilize the unique characteristics of the motors to respond to your throttle, brake, and steering inputs. We do not control you, but rather we directly respond to your commands such that you're fully connected. And so the NSX delivers an experience that's truly unique and yet at the same time timeless. So just like the original, which was the first all-aluminum production vehicle, the new NSX will feature world's first materials as well as innovative constructions. A multi-material chassis comprised of an aluminum-intensive space frame with strategic use of ultra-high-strength steel, carbon fiber, and all-aluminum suspension. The combination of its lightweight chassis and low-mounted sport hybrid power unit give the NSX the lowest center of gravity in its class. Now, we call this our advanced sports package, and it's critical to deliver the on-rails handling that is core to the experience of driving any NSX. Inside and out, we've taken a human-centered approach to design. And with me today from our Acura design studio in Torrance, California, is the NSX exterior design lead, Michelle Christensen, and interior design lead, John Norman. My team had the incredible challenge of delivering on the stunning show car concept we debuted here 3 years ago, while at the same time translating it to a production car that houses the larger, more powerful, and now longitudinally mounted power unit. Every design element has a purpose, and that is to enhance performance. The more muscular exterior appearance evolved from the functional pursuit of total airflow management. Air which flows through the front of the vehicle to cool the power unit as well as the brakes, exits out the hood vent as well as the fender vent, providing necessary front downforce. Now, the air is managed so that it stays attached to the side of the vehicle, the same air being reintroduced to feed the mid-mounted twin turbocharged V6. And finally, this air cleverly exits the rear of the vehicle in a way that, together with the deck lid spoiler and the rear diffuser, enhances rear downforce. It accomplishes all of this without active aerodynamics. Everything just works. Beauty that derives from underlying function is also at the core of any NSX. In a similar way, the NSX cabin has a singular focus on functionality, again, based on human fit. Your body is supported in the form-fitting seats, your hands a glove fit with the steering wheel, and the very thin A-pillar contributes to a clear view out the front as the interior just kind of disappears while you engage in the task of enjoying your drive. This is the world debut of the interior we call the human support cockpit, because it's designed from the driver out, seamlessly integrating beautiful design and supercar performance. Stated simply, the interior of a supercar should improve your driving performance or get out of the way. Now, we realize it's difficult in the static setting of an auto show to fully appreciate how we've executed on our mission to deliver a next-generation NSX, and how all the elements, the advanced sports package, the sport hybrid power unit, as well as the human support cockpit, how we carefully make them all work together to deliver a vehicle that, while incredibly fast, provides the type of performance that is accessible to each and every one of us. We know the real proof is in the driving, and I can't wait to share that experience with all of you in the days ahead. So thank you again for your attention. Now I'd like to give it back to Mike for some closing comments.
Nice. Thank you, Ted. You and your team have done a terrific job of delivering a supercar that will deliver thrilling performance. Before we close, I'd like to draw some attention to one more critical piece of the NSX creation, and that's our folks at the new Performance Manufacturing Center in Ohio. It will be the exclusive production source for global sales for the NSX. Why make a midship supercar in America? Because we can. 30 years of automobile building in the United States for Honda and Acura has created an incredible team of experienced and expert craftsmen. This new plant will be as innovative as the new NSX, with a unique blend of advanced technology and hands-on craftsmanship. Like the car itself, this will be a clean sheet approach to small volume, high quality production, a true next generation plant for a next generation supercar. I want to acknowledge the individual who has been leading the creation of this plant, Mr. Clement D'Souza. Thank you, Clement. Thank you very much to you and your team for all the hard work in preparing for the launch of the new NSX. We'll have a lot more to say about the new Performance Manufacturing Center in the days to come. This is an exciting time for the Acura brand. In the coming days, we'll have more news about how we're going to market the car here in the US as well as globally, but let me give you a sense of our plans for North America. This summer, customers will be able to go online and build their dream NSX and submit an order to a dealer. We will also be conducting media drives. Yay! I'm telling you what, when you get behind the wheel of this car, as Ted said, it's an experience that you're going to remember. The first customer deliveries, first off, we're going to start production at the PMC this fall, and first customer deliveries will take place later this year. And some customers have been more anxious than others. Pricing hasn't been set yet, but I can tell you our expectation is that the NSX will start in the mid $150,000 range. There will be more than one spec because we know this customer wants to be able to configure, customize, and build their own vehicle. But again, we will announce these details in the days ahead. We're incredibly proud to deliver this all-new NSX this year. This pinnacle product is a major commitment for the Acura brand. More than that, it's a symbol of where we're going. It's an exclamation mark on Acura's focus on precision-crafted performance and making driving pleasure a staple across all future Acura models. You've heard us talk today about how the NSX represents a new sports experience. But in my humble opinion, that doesn't go far enough. I think that the NSX will embody the next sports experience. And with this extraordinary on-rails cornering and zero-delay acceleration, that is exactly what this all-new NSX will deliver. It's just badass. In a luxury kind of way. And it all starts now. Thanks for your attention. Now, while we pose for a few quick photos, please enjoy a glass of champagne as we all celebrate the launch of the all-new NSX. Thank you.